All right, let's talk about the White Lotus season 3, episode 1. Now, usually for a new show, the first episode is always a non spoiler review. So you guys can kind of get my first initial reactions of this new show without getting anything spoiled and see if you guys want to continue. So the next episode, which comes out, I believe, on Sunday, so tomorrow. I know I'm behind, but it will be a breakdown. It will be a spoiler-filled review. So stay tuned for that if you guys are interested. But yeah, that's usually my model for TV reviews. First episode, no spoilers, and then the rest I'll break down and do spoiler-filled stuff. White Lotus, my history with that show is a little mixed. First season was all right. It was definitely interesting. The second season really piqued my interest because they brought in Aubrey Plaza, who just did a wonderful job. I think I liked that second season more, probably. And what's her name? What the hell is her name? Jennifer Coolidge being in that was helped for me to loving that season 2 so much. Was she in the first season too? She was in the first season. Okay. But the combo of her and Aubrey Plaza was just too good to pass down. But anyways, season 3. Well, okay, let me before I get into season 3, my biggest issue with the White Lotus show is that it's written and directed. Every single episode is written and directed by Mike White, who is a white guy, and named the show The White Lotus. For how much he talks about women and people of color in the show and uses many of them, hence this season going to Thailand, does not bring on any women or people of color into the writing room or the directing room. You know what I mean? Like, collaborate with some of these people, I feel like, and we'd get a better perspective. Because even till this episode, it's still, up until season 3, it very much shows that it's just a white dude. He might be bi. I don't remember. He's bisexual. Okay. I mean, that as a subject that's come up in the show, I think he represents that demographic. But for how much he talks about women and using them as, very female themes and people of color themes and subjects they talk about, I feel like he should bring on some of them to collaborate with. Representation behind the camera matters just as much, if not more, than in front of the camera. All right, so going into this season, I was definitely intrigued by going to Thailand, but I couldn't help that it would come with a little bit of racism, just because it's all done by a white dude. Another thing that I had an issue with this show was, I just felt like he wanted to write, like, it felt like he was just writing writing each season so he could go to a new place every year. And, like, it was like he was writing his own vacation a little bit to some degree. I felt like, just feels like a excuse to kind of go to these resorts at times. Or like rich people problems is kind of what I take from this show. But yes, going to Thailand was interesting. I knew it was going to be shot beautifully and the locations would be gorgeous. The cast seemed a little bit mid to me. Not as interesting to me as at least season 2, which I felt like had the most interesting cast. I love Walton Goggins, although I felt like at least in this first episode, I didn't get enough of him, or I'm curious about all the characters. It was very much a slight introduction, teasing, where they're going to be going. But yeah, very weird bunch. I mean, it's always a weird bunch. The three kids, the three girlfriends, and I don't know who um, Lisa from Blackpink is playing exactly. Mook is her name. Very good. She's probably the aspect of the show I'm most interested in. I'm not even like that crazy over K-pop, but I do like Blackpink, and she's a badass rapper. I love her, so she's an exciting aspect of this show, and I want to see more of her character develop. Um, Another character I'm interested in is Walton Goggins' girlfriend, Amy Lou Wood, who plays Chelsea. What have I? I'm not personally familiar with her. I don't think I've seen her in anything personally. But her character and getting to meet that other woman got me intrigued. Um, One of the, well, also Walton Goggins. Sorry, I'm getting too much into spoilers, but I'm trying to keep it light. It's nice to see. What's her name? Wow, she's from Insecure, isn't she? And she's in Sonic. I don't know why it's not loading for me. Sorry. Her name is Natasha Rothwell. Uh, very, very good. Although her scene definitely like reminded me of why I have an issue with this show. Is like, why are you dealing with such a people of color issue as a white guy writing this? You don't bring on any people of color to help write that stuff with you. It shows. It's really awkward when a white guy writes stuff for people of color and gets into talking about it. It shows. It shows. That's all I'm gonna say. The three girlfriends. That just seems like it's going to be interesting. Again, I gotta stop trying to spoil anything. I think I'm familiar with only 2 out of 3 of them. Michelle Monaghan from. She's been in a lot of different stuff. True Detective, Due Date, Gone Baby Gone, Source Code, Eagle Eye, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mission Impossible. That's what she is in the most. I forgot. Mission Impossible. But the other women, Leslie Bibb, who I know from. Oh my God, she is an Iron Man. She's in the first Iron Man. Okay, Talladega Nights. She's the wife. Yeah, that's the one that I remember the most. Carrie Coon. The name seems familiar. Okay, I guess I saw her in Gone Girl, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. She's been in a few things. Yeah, we'll see where those characters go. It's all intriguing. Even though, okay, the 3 kids, that is, or the family with the 3 kids scares me. No idea what's gonna happen, but the oldest son is by far one of the like most ridiculous character. That is Patrick Schwarzenegger. It's Arnold's son. Oh my God, I didn't realize that was him. Yeah, he's by far the most awful character in the entirety of like all 3 seasons. I feel like he is such a weird, disturbing character. That's all I'm gonna say. The stuff he did in this episode, I was like, why, dude? Why are you talking to your siblings like this? Like, why are you talking about this stuff in front of your siblings? Stuff like that. Why are you doing this stuff in front of your siblings? What else can I talk about for this first episode without spoiling anything? Yeah, okay. Overall, just I feel like the characters are mid, but nonetheless I'm still like intrigued to see what's gonna happen, just because there's nothing else to watch on TV right now. Um, but he still creates like weird scenarios that keep you somewhat curious. You know, despite my issues with this show, I still want to kind of see what happens. Certainly not one of my favorites, but it's something to watch. Um, but again, Lisa from Blackpink, I love her, so I want to see more of her character. She's kind of my Aubrey Plaza of this season, and keeping me through to the end, hopefully. But let me know what you guys thought of this of the season 3, episode 1 premiere of the White Lotus. It's available on Max now, but new episode tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I promise I will try to be on time for it. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.